Now we will look at an important aspect which is called the climate classification. So the world map of Köppen climate classification for 1901 to 2010 is given in this image. So there are various ways by which the entire climate is being classified, what is happening in the globe. So there are a few letters which are used to describe the Köppen climate classification. The first letters include A, B, C, D, E in capital letters. Then we have the second letters. Then we also have third letters. So these are all the ways by which every place climate is being classified. We will look at each of these letters now. A is for tropical, B is for dry, C is for mild temperate, D is for snow, and E is for polar. So these are all the major classifications. Then we have the second letter which talks about small f for fully humid, small m for monsoon, small s for dry summer, small w for dry winter, capital W for desert, capital S for steppe, capital T for tundra, capital F for frost. And we also have the third letters which basically talks about hot or cold. So small h is hot arid, K is for cold arid, small a, b, c, d are basically hot summer, warm summer, cold summer and extremely cold summer. So these are all the third letters. So we will be looking at each letters and how each part of the world is classified into this particular classification. We will see. Main letters include A, capital A for tropical. So what are the areas which have warm year around with high rainfall in some areas are basically called as tropical areas. So the letter is given A. AF means the second letter we will be looking at a little bit more detail. So A is for tropical area, F is for rainforest. So AF here is the tropical rainforest. AM means tropical having monsoon, AW means tropical savanna. Similarly, B is the next climate classification, that is arid type. So here it is basically dry climate including deserts and semi-deserts. So we have various subtypes BWH, BWK, H and K are basically hot and cold, W means basically desert. And similarly we have BSH and BSK, S is for steppe, H and K are hot and cold. Then the third climate type is temperate one. It is given the letter C. This is basically mild climates with moderate rainfall. We have various sub-classifications. And the next one is the continental one, which is D, which is cold winters, warm summers. And this is also having various subtypes. E is the polar, that is very cold year around, no warm summer. We have two major types, tundra and frost. If we look at how do classification is given is very simple to understand. We start from the equator, then you go little bit up, then go little bit up, then go little bit up, either top or bottom of the side. So that is how each area is basically classified. So first one is tropical area, which is close to the equator. Then arid is little above and little below that equator region. Temperate is little bit above and a little bit below the arid region, and continental are similarly little above and little below. But it is not exactly the same way, but roughly you can assume that this is how the classification can be remembered very easily. Polar, at the top and the bottom of our globe we have polar regions. So like that we can easily roughly divide the globe into 5 sections, and then we can actually try to understand or remember what are the different types of climate classifications in each region. Of course, if we go into the detail, then it is actually going to be a little bit different than not exactly close to that equator region or other things. But still we can have some rough idea about that. So then the next modifiers are basically capital W and capital S are called as dry. Basically W is for desert or S is for steppe. They appear in the arid climate. T and F are basically tundra and frost. They appear in the polar climate. F is feucht, that is moist, because Köppen is a Deutsch, he is a German, so he used his own language for giving that letter. So that's the reason he used F for feucht and K for kalt. So these two are the German words for F is for moist and K is for cold. F means moist, means there is no dry season. So there is always humid, or there is always rain, or something or the other was going on, but there is no dry season. So that is what F means. So it is present in tropical, temperate and continental areas. A, B, C, D are basically hot summer, warm summer, cool summer and severe winters. And as I mentioned, so the hot summer, warm summer, cool summer basically exist in the temperate and the continental areas, whereas severe winters are on the top part of the continental areas we have. Then S is the dry summer, which is in the temperate region, that is Mediterranean region, and hot dry summer is also in the same temperate region. K for cold, that is cold, is mainly cold winters, so this is again in the arid region. M is for monsoon, which is mainly important in the tropical area. So what are the significances of this? The subcategories of the climate group has, it can be distinguished by the factors such as seasonal precipitation, temperature variations and humidity, so that we can identify, if we know what is the Köppen climate classification for that particular area, then without going to that area, we will have some rough idea, okay, what is the climate at that time approximately. It need not be the same throughout the year. It may be changing from maybe in some part of the country. For example, if we take India, the northern part is colder during winter and hotter during summer. But then we cannot always say it is very cold or it is very hot. So approximately we will have some rough idea how much rain or precipitation is there. So those kind of informations can be easily understood by looking at the Köppen climate classification. Similarly, with respect to temperature and precipitation, the system is based on the relationship between average monthly temperature and precipitation with the thresholds for different climate types. For example, 18 degrees centigrade as the minimum temperature for tropical climate. So here we talk about only the average condition. So that's the reason Köppen climate classification talks only about the average, because seasonal variations are always possible. Similarly, the uses of letters and modifiers, each climate type is basically represented by combination of letters and modifiers. Why we have to do that? It is actually helps with agricultural planning. So the classification is often used for understanding the potential for agricultural, as different climate are suitable for growing different types of crops. So it will help the farmer to decide how we can actually what type of the plant we can plant. This is widely used in geography and climatology. This is a standard reference in climate science, providing a global framework because the entire world can actually follow a single system for studying climate zones and their effects on ecosystem and human activities. Similarly, this is basically adapted over time, so that means it is refined, and currently there are few modifications that are being carried out because of the global warming. So here is the chart to understand the entire system. So this is a small equation you can actually remember, so that the entire, because we have 5 major types, A, B, C, D, E. A has 4 subsections, B has 2 subsections, each of them is further divided into 2 more. C has 3 subsections which are divided into 3 subsections furthermore. Similarly, D has 3 subsections, but they have 4 classifications. Then E has 2 classifications only. So how do we remember all these things? It is very simple. You remember this mathematical equation. 4, forget about that number 4, because A is the first letter. A, B, C, D, E are the letters we will see. A to the power 1, so that means A is not having any power. B to the power 2, C to the power 3, D to the power 4. So these are all the 3 numbers you have to see. Forget about E. E doesn't have any power. So B square C cube D4. So that means the number of subsections you can easily understand very quickly. So A has 1, A to the power 1. So there is only 1. So we have 4 subsections in the A. So that's the reason we gave that as a quotient, because this is at the first level itself. We do not go to the second subsection. So for number 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 like that also you can remember. So 2 for B. So 2B squared, 3C cube. So that is like add one number to the next one. Then for the D, we do not have 4 classifications, we only have 3, but the power is 4. So 3 to the power D4. So that way you can simply remember 4A plus 2B squared plus 3C cube plus 3D to the power 4 plus 2E, that's it. So if you remember this, you can easily work it out what are all the different classifications very easily.